How's everybody doing today?
Great.
We appreciate the patience. Friday traffic in San Francisco.
I'm so sorry.
What a shock.
It's all my fault. So sorry.
What a shock. We are here with the final day of Reveal Week to talk about the first basketball game at Chase Center, the first Warrior game. And while we're going to have 200 events, and whether it be Metallica and the San Francisco Symphony opening things, and then you think of Dave Matthews, Andrea Bocelli, Chainsmokers, Black Keys, Phil Collins. We're going to have all the wrestling events. The first Warrior game has a special place in all of our hearts. And so today is the day to talk about that. And I could not do that without the man, along with Mayor Ed Lee and Peter Guber and Joe Laka. Rick Welts, our president, as you saw him with a hard hat, he was actually hammering nails and building walls earlier today. He is going to drag Chase Center across the finish line. He's donated and really devoted probably 28 hours a day. People say 24/7. He's the president of the Warriors and building an entire $1.8 billion complex here. Amazing. Had to bring in the Defensive Player of the Year and the three-time champion and multi-all-star. The one and only Draymond Green is here as well, which is great. We finally had a triple-double in the NCAA tournament yesterday, but previously the last triple-double in the NCAA tournament was done by Draymond Green, which is not a surprise because he flirts with one pretty much every game. And then we were thinking the last Warrior game in San Francisco in 1971, Joe Ellis played in that game. And so the Bay Area native from McClymonds High School and USF and Foster City guy, I've known Joe and his family for a while. Kevin Ellis went to Sarah High School and played at USF in his dad's footsteps. But Joe Ellis played in the last game in San Francisco as a Warrior, played your whole career for the Warriors, so having Joe Ellis here. But we're going to have a little Q&A in a second, but I wanted to just kind of toss it over to Rick for the reveal with Draymond here. Let's talk about the first Warrior game at Chase Center.
Well, my only role here is to turn the double play. I'm on second base. I'm going to go right over there. It's been a great week. We've really gotten off to a wonderful start. I think we, up until now, had done a great job talking about Chase Center as being home of the Warriors. I think this week is starting to sink in that it's much, much more than that. That of the 200 events a year that are going to play here, 60 or so Warriors games every year. But the balance is going to be the things that have never been able to play San Francisco before. The family shows, the artists, the concert artists that have never been able to play San Francisco. We saw some of the excitement from some of those this week. The excitement in that community is as much as it is in the basketball community about the opening of Chase Center. Hopefully we will nominate a president of the United States in that building soon. Just a thought.
Maybe an NCAA tournament regional or Final Four.
I think we have that in line. Maybe not a Final Four. I don't think they'll go to a small building anymore. And it's also about the Bay Area, right? I think one of the things we're most proud of is that in the time the Warriors have been in the Bay Area, we've played at home in San Francisco initially, in Oakland for 47 years, and even a year in San Jose when Oracle was being renovated. So we are the Bay Area's team. You don't have to choose your baseball team. You don't have to choose your basketball team. And we announced about 10 days ago repurposing our facility in downtown Oakland for tremendous community benefit that we're very proud of. We've been saying all along we're leaving a building. We're not leaving a city. And some of the actions we're taking now, I think, put some real strength behind those words. So without further ado, this week we finally get to announce a Warriors game. And for that, I'll turn it over to the man, Draymond Green.
Oh, thanks, Rick. I mean, it's an honor to be up here. Rick has, like he said, has devoted so much time to this project. You know, I think back to like my first year or two with the team, maybe 3. And like you would see Rick pretty often, and all of a sudden he just disappeared. And it's like you never see him anymore. He's like in San Francisco working on big things. And, you know, to see it all coming to life is spectacular. So congratulations on all your hard work. You know, we know you've done great things, and this is just another one added to the resume.
Awesome. And we have about 200 other people in the office who have 2 full-time jobs now. One working on your season right now, and the second one getting ready for here.
Absolutely. That's amazing. So the first preseason game, you know, we're talking about all the events, and Rick's excited about those. I'm more so excited about the basketball side of it. So October 5th at 5:30, we'll be taking on the Lakers in the first preseason game at Chase Center, and it'll be the start of some great things. You know, we're all excited to move over into the new building. It's state-of-the-art, probably the best stadium arena in the United States. So we're all thrilled. I speak for myself and all the players and coaching staff and the entire organization. I mean, it's a new beginning, and to not such a bad ending, you know, but to move over here to San Francisco and, you know, have the opportunity to play in one of the greatest cities in the world is special, and I'm looking forward to it, and, you know, just thankful to be a part of it.
Now, we wanted to find the last game in San Francisco and give you a tangible feel to the last Warrior game in this city. And as Rick said, having played a year in San Jose and the 47 years at Oracle and coming out from Philly and the first 9 years here in the city, the Golden State name, which people always wondered about a little bit, fits so well because we are in an area of 6 million plus with 2 football teams and 2 baseball teams, the one basketball team. And we feel it from as far south as Fresno, out to Marin, up to Sacramento, and certainly the city by the bay and San Jose and the town in Oakland. But I think we actually have the game story from Joe Ellis and the Warriors in the last game in 1971, and if we could throw that up on the screen. But Joe, you played your whole career, and I think you're in the background there on that photo. You played your whole career with the Warriors. You're a Bay Area guy through and through. Your thoughts on this incredible, iconic community gathering place that the city has never had, and to know your team, your franchise, the Warriors, are going to be playing in Chase Center. Just give me some thoughts on someone who knows Bay Area basketball intimately from high school to college to the pro level.
Well, it is obviously very exciting. I'm excited for the organization and for the players, but you guys couldn't have found an action shot?
Jim Barnett took all the action shots. He went through the archives and pulled all of them out of there.
Well, that sounds like Barney. But, you know, this is really exciting. I'm excited, and you know, I think it's going to be a wonderful thing. I feel a little bit sad for my Oakland fans, though, but you know, we have to move on. And I can remember when the Warriors first came here. You know, they used to play their games at USF gyms. So as a freshman, I would walk down from the dorm and go watch these guys play, Bellamy and Wilt and Oscar and Jerry, Elgin, and see all of those guys. And to have you guys come back to San Francisco, I think that's something that this is where you should have been. We should have been all along. But in those days, Franklin Muley, which was an interesting guy if you knew him, he pretty much treated his players the way that this organization treats their players today. It was all about family, camaraderie, and Franklin said, "Well, we're going to change our name to Golden State." Well, actually, when we first started, we put the city on jerseys. And when we went to New York, they laughed us out of the New York Garden because New York is supposed to be the city, but you know, it kind of caught on. And then later on, 71, he changed it to Golden State Warriors. And so we played everywhere. We were in San Diego, Fresno, San Jose, you name it. And I was just telling Scott, when we were in San Diego one year and we were playing the new expansion club, that's when Barnett came from Boston and he was with the San Diego franchise. And they had a hockey game in the stadium before. And they put the floor down on the ice. And Jeff Mullins was driving down for a layup, and the moisture was coming up to the floor, and he just slid right past the basket. So, you know, there are a lot of stories, but I'm excited. You know, I might even come up here for a game because I can hop on Caltrain and come right up and get off and walk over to the stadium. So I'm excited for the organization. Congratulations.
Draymond, Steve Kerr often calls you the heartbeat of the team. You're the kind of the fire that has the guys rolling. With this new building, you know, they also build statues of iconic players that have incredible resume of success. And you guys are in the middle of the best 6-year run ever in NBA history. And that encompasses the Celtics and Bulls and Spurs and Lakers. And to be in it and to want to finish Oracle the right way and know October 5th you're playing over here, that's a lot to have on a team's plate. Do the guys talk about that kind of stuff very much, or is it just focused on, hey, you got Dallas and Detroit coming up this weekend?
No, we focus on the big picture a lot, actually. Steve, this year has been interesting. It's been a little up and down for us. And Steve, especially within the last 2 or 3 weeks, every day he's mentioned us, hey, this is it for Oakland. This is it for Oakland. We have to do it for Oakland. And, everybody's excited about the move. And so, I think the thing that people don't understand is, like, moving from Oakland to San Francisco, that's a new life. Like, it's not like if you move from Oakland to San Francisco, you switch your doctor. You don't go back to the doctor. You switch your dentist. Like, you don't go back to that dentist. Like, it's a completely different life. And so we're all thrilled about the opportunity, and we're thrilled about finishing off Oakland right, coming into Chase Center as champions, and then being champions again when we get to Chase Center.
Yeah.
And I know, Rick, that the Warriors have gone to the level of minutia that is pretty incredible, to the point where there were sensors put at Oracle for all the different acoustics and volume and architectural design and the height of the roof to mimic how special Oracle is. And the building is special, but the fans themselves are special, and the migration of the incredible Warrior fan base to the new building has been really unprecedented for any opening of any new building. But just talk about the detail involved of, we know how amazing Warrior basketball is. Let's make it the exact same, to the point where Chase Center is actually even a little smaller than Oracle in terms of intimacy.
Well, the challenge to the architects was pretty clear. Number one, this is a basketball building.
No Jeff Mullins sliding on ice.
That's right. A lot of the buildings that Draymond plays in can accommodate both NHL and NBA. Was not a long discussion. It changes the complete geometry and viewing angles of the building when you have a hockey building. So this is going to be a basketball building. And as many creature comforts and other things that we wanted to create for our fans, what we wanted to create was that intimacy that you're talking about. It's so special every night at Oracle. And we did a lot of things. A lot of it is, kind of in the weeds, but in terms of, one ring of traditional suites instead of 2 to bring the upper bowl lower, 18,000 seats instead of 19,500 to create even more intimacy. Our ceiling's 35 feet lower than the ceiling in the new building in Sacramento. Our concourses are not open. In other words, when you're sitting in the bowl, you can't see out in the concourse. When you're in the concourse, you can't see into the bowl. We've enclosed all that to capture that sound and to keep the atmosphere as great as possible. But I always say that atmosphere at Oracle, it's not the 4 walls of the building, it's the people who are in the building. And the thing we're most excited about, you already referenced, which is we've spent a year bringing each season ticket holder by season ticket holder in order of tenure down to take a look at what Chase was going to be and give them an opportunity to pick their seats. We really didn't know what percentage of people, because of geography, because of life circumstances, were going to be able to make the move. And 70% of those people are season ticket holders already at Chase Center, which means substantively we have the same crowd coming with us. And of course, we're going to keep 4,000 or so tickets a game, not season tickets. We could sell out the building with a 40,000 person waiting list, but that wouldn't be good. We want 4,000 or 5,000 people every game to be able to experience the Warriors once, twice, 5 times a season. So I think when people start to see all the other things added to keeping that atmosphere like that, we had the NBA Owners Committee here yesterday. So imagine this rule in the NBA, that the Owners Committee goes through the building, looks at your business plan, and then writes a report, and then next month at the Board of Governors, they're going to vote that we can move. What if we didn't get the votes? I don't know what happens then. So it went well. I think we're gonna get the votes. But you add in the other elements here: a new 5.5 acre park. You add in 3.5 acres of public space. The public art program is spectacular. We haven't shown it. It's going to be amazing. Some of it's related to the Warriors and our history. Some of it is just celebrating the great artists of the world and the artists of the Bay Area. So we could talk forever about the pluses, but I think what's most important is when Draymond walks out on the court there, the first time on October 5th to face the evil Los Angeles Lakers. I think it's going to feel like a finals game. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting.
Joe, when you look at the Warriors of the early 70s culminating with the championship in 75, Al Attles had this incredible cohesiveness. Yes, Rick Barry was the star, but everything from Cliff Ray to George Johnson, and you think of Charles Dudley, the Hopper, and just the way that team came together. As you watch this current team, Steph and Clay and Draymond, Kevin Durant, they're amazing, but there is a chemistry and camaraderie where they lead the league in assists, and they're the best scoring team, and they're an elite defensive team, and they lead the league in shot blocks, is that they play basketball almost the right way, with the way Steve Kerr has insisted that the sharing of offensive and defensive responsibilities makes some of the best and most beautiful basketball we've seen. When you watch a game, having the history with the Warriors and watching the current day Warriors, what are kind of your thoughts when you see the current edition of the Dubs?
Again, it's exciting. The thing that I notice when I watch the games is that there appear to be no egos on this team. And I think that's really important, that these guys like each other, they trust each other, and they know that if I give the ball up, I'm going to get it back. And that's the way it was. Well, it wasn't quite like that when Rick was playing, because Rick had a great player. Don't get me wrong. But I think the key back in 74, 75 is the fact that those guys didn't have any injuries that whole year. And that was the key to them winning that championship. Great players, the all guys worked hard. Al had them playing the way that they're supposed to play, and that's a similarity here. These guys just go out and they play, and when you guys are locked in, nobody can touch you. But I know sometimes it gets a little unexciting because you guys think you can turn it on when you get ready. You can't always turn it on, Mr. Green.
I agree 100%.
But these guys, they're fun to watch. They are really fun to watch.
Draymond, you talk about giving it up and getting it back. You think of just even this week, the Minnesota game, 39 assists on 44 field goals. Last night, 32 assists. If you're holding teams sub 40% shooting, which you've done now twice in a week, and you're passing the way that the team's passing, this is sort of a ramping up to, defending a possible three-peat and 4 titles in 5 years. Is that, can you feel that the playoffs are coming a little bit? And obviously Chase Center October 5th, but there's a little work to be done the next several weeks.
Absolutely. You can definitely feel it. There's just a different level of focus that you see from everyone. It's not like it's one player or, one guy over here, one guy over there. It's everyone. The coaching staff has a completely different focus than they had 2 weeks ago. And it's on all of us. And so it's been really exciting playing together this last week and a half, just seeing what we're capable of. And what's even more exciting is the defense has been incredible. The offense has been horrible. And you're talking 32 assists, 39 assists. And it hasn't been good. Coach Kerr and Mike Brown has been preaching pace. We got to get our pace right. And so you literally see guys flying around like pace. And it's horrible, though. We just haven't figured out the timing of it yet. So I'm excited about that because, to play the way we've been playing this last week and a half and still figuring it out, that's going to be a sight to see when we do.
Now, one of the sites, and a lot of you are going to go on maybe your first Chase Center tour and get an idea what the building looks like, and we've done multiple of these things. Rick has been through the building. Lisa Goodwin's been through a million times. But you took input from the basketball side of things because the practice facility and the offices and the weight room and the locker room, they're all here, where the whole organization, basketball and business, are going to be on site. And to see Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and the guys go through this, where do we want the weight room? We want to overlook the bay. We want to have this kind of practice court, this kind of locker room. I don't want to ruin anything, but the locker room is in a circle, which really has a distinct meaning to where guys are set up and how a team really functions. That was a level of detail, too, that had not been done when people build facilities a lot of times.
Well, I love to talk about how we're growing as an organization and what we're going to become. Make no mistake, the centerpiece of this organization will always be the Golden State Warriors. So that's job one, and providing the environment that gives Draymond and his teammates every opportunity to be at their best every day is job one, right? So nothing else really matters if we don't get that right. So I'm hoping we get that right. Just if you walk through the building today, just don't ask to move any walls because we're past that point.
But it doesn't maybe to the outside world seem as consequential, but for the guys, how, and Eric Hausen, I think, has become a cause celeb because of the level of detail that he goes into making sure you guys are able to perform at an optimal level. And the Warriors, whether it be Dr. Rick Celebrini and his entire physical maintenance staff, whether it be team meals, whether it be the accommodations and travel, and the full setup, you spend months and months and months together in a brand new facility, in a brand new training center, with that practicing all on site right where you play your games. That's got to be a level that, again, will be different, but just showing where Joe Lacob and Peter Guber put the optimum premium performance of you guys as their kind of job one in building this Chase Center.
You know, it's truly special, you know, the way this organization treats us as players. You know, you talk, obviously, there's no surprise that most NBA players are close nowadays. You know, you're talking up through the AAU ranks and all the different things. You have a relationship with a lot of guys. And the common theme, even when guys come here, is, you know, everyone tell me, hey, Draymond, you haven't experienced the real NBA. Like, you don't know what it's like to be in another organization. And so from that standpoint, I am blessed because I've been taken care of along with my teammates like no other. And, you know, it's everything from all the detail into this new arena, like into Chase Center. Going in the training room every day, and Drew Yoder, our trainer, is like working on how the training room is going to look at Chase Center. That's a big deal. You know, going in the weight room and they're talking, Chase Center, what do y'all think about if we have this in this area? That's a big deal. You know, they've come to us about the locker room. That's a big deal. They didn't have to do that. And so, and it extends even further. You're talking the dinners on the road. You know, all those different things that the organization provide for us is spectacular. And, you know, this arena, this new Chase Center, it's no different, you know, to take us into consideration, to take our input. You know, it's one big family here. And that's how we operate, and it's a huge key to our success.
Well, we hope you never experience the real NBA. I'd just like to be on the record saying that.
I'm watching Joe nod because in 71 it was just like that, right? The same travel and taking care of guys.
Same travel, same dressing rooms. I mean, everything is the same.
Yeah, I hear from gym guys washing their own uniforms and things like that too.
You know, I'm sure that this training facility is going to be just like it was at the Cow Palace.
All right, we're going to have a couple photos of these guys. Remember, October 5th, 5:30, Lakers, Warriors, the first basketball game at Chase Center, ending kind of reveal week. But we're also going to have the tour for media members that have not been to Chase Center as well. But we appreciate you coming out, and the guys are going to hang out a little bit here. But I'm going to get out of the way and take all the media photos necessary. And the 200 or so events, and we've announced 7 or 8 of them, so 190 plus to go. And just amazing to see that whole lineup for a city that has never had this facility, and we're only a couple months away from opening the doors with Metallica and the San Francisco Symphony, and then opening the doors, and wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we were putting another banner up there too. That wouldn't be a good way to get that done in the fall. But thanks again for coming out, and more to come at Chase Center. It's just going to be very, very interesting the next several months, but most importantly, the next month and a half or so as the Warriors try to do the unprecedented in NBA history and just keep this incredible run going. We appreciate you guys coming out and paying attention to us.
Thanks, Bob.